stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
All right, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Time for the daily reflections. Daily reflections. How do you like my French? So that's the only thing I could say in that. How do you like my French? That motherfucker. Anyway, if you're here, please say hello. If I haven't lost you already. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Meow. So one of my kitties, he didn't really like a lot of attention and love, right? He only liked it when I was sleeping. But today, no. I think he discovered how much he loves being pet. So, all right, let's get on with being available and doing some talking. So, I've kind of gone through some things lately, and I had a pretty good talk with my therapist today. And hey, Paula, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And what I was seeing, so here was my thing. I was getting upset about some of the way that some of my family was treating me, or that other people were treating me. And what I was doing, I was trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Is it me? Did something else happen? Blah blah blah. Anyway, because what's going on is I have these dreams, and then when I wake up, life just kind of affirms my nightmares, and that's making me very uncomfortable. So I'm working through that, right? And trying to figure. I don't even really need to figure out why, but more how. How it is that I handle these things, right? So don't give yourself a chance, and we talked a lot today about awareness. Understanding your limitations, even as a recovery coach, I like talking to her about that stuff because she understands it. So, if you guys if you ever need help, any kind of counseling, let me know. These guys are great. They're fantastic. Surrender. Absolutely, Paula. Especially in the beginning, we're going to do a lot of surrendering, and it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel odd, right? You'll go to do something, and certain things won't be available anymore because your intentions have changed. I love listening to new people. I was just listening to somebody, and they got 30 days, and they were having a harder time yesterday, and they were saying, but I was able to be available. That they were emotionally available for their children. I love that. I love it. I get a little jealous too, because my kids don't really want much to do with me, and I'm not looking for a pity party. I don't have bad relationships, but I certainly wish they were better. It's going to take time, and they are what they are. Proud of my son. He's got 2 more years than I do. Doesn't go to meetings, things like that. Got an anger problem. So what? So let's get to the daily reflections portion, and let's talk about being available, right? And how we can be available. Hopefully that's the topic I pulled out of this. The longer I'm in the program, and the longer I try to practice its principles in all my affairs, the less frequently I become morose and depressed. Yeah. And you know, I think Paula's just kind of taking over today because she hit it right on the button. Time and prayer. Those are going to be your best friends. Time, especially. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but time is on your side. Take all the time that you need to get through those first 3 steps, man. This is not a race. And I didn't feel like I was available like I wanted to be until I was about 2.5 years sober. Right? It doesn't mean that I wasn't available. It's just that I wasn't the person that I wanted to be available. If that makes sense. Perhaps, too, there's something to that cynical old saying, blessed is he that expecteth nothing, for he shall not be disappointed. Right? So when you don't expect anything, you're not going to be disappointed, right? And we hear that as a lot as kids. So there's a saying, and I'm still working on this concept, expect the best, accept the rest. All right? I'm working on that. You know, we're getting there. That stuff takes time, right? There it is. Time. Time is on our side. You know, Rolling Stones told us, time is on my side. Yes, it is. The Rolling Stones have a lot of things to say. Right? Don't know what you got till it's good. Now, that was Tesla. There's another saying I like damn, he left. Oh, well. All right. But instead, we'll be delighted daily by new and fresh evidence of the love of God and the friendliness of men and women. Does someone somewhere need me today? Will I look for that person and try to share what I have been given in the program? Freely given. Will you give it away freely? That means that you're going to do something for somebody else without expecting anything in return. What's great, you know, I'm working with somebody right now, and it's taking a little bit of time, and they're very thankful. And they're thanking me a lot. And I'm like, you're welcome. But inside, you guys know that I'm going, it's God, man. You know, I'm not doing anything somebody didn't already do for me or that I haven't done myself. I wouldn't be very good at this if I sat here and blabbed the 12 steps and didn't do them myself. If I wasn't some kind of example, you know, which is why I do this, so that people. I hear it a lot. There's a lot of people that I'm feeling pretty blessed. Okay? And I don't usually talk about this stuff because I don't like bragging. I just don't. That's between me and God. But in the last week or so, I've gotten a lot of messages from people saying, Dion, please don't stop. A lot of us listen to you. And I just didn't know it. It's just that they're very quiet and they can't. And I get that. And I have to remember why I started this is because I wanted to speak for the people that couldn't or wouldn't yet. But there are some people that can't do that. And they have very valid reasons for it. Maybe they're in a government job. Maybe, you know, maybe because of how they are set up, it is imperative that they remain anonymous. Pilots, right? Not only that, but think about it. How many times have you gone to a meeting and you didn't know that you really wanted to go, and then when it was over, you're like, oh, now I know why I went, because so-and-so was celebrating 30 days, or because there was a newcomer and they really needed my help that day, or there was a newcomer and I needed to be reminded, right? And you never ever know. Saturday I got up early. I'm like, man, I want to go to a different meeting, right? So I found this 8:30 meeting. Log in at 8:21, no one there. And I've kind of been going through this whole people just not showing up to the Zoom and making assumptions, right? So 8:31 rolls around. I'm like, I'm going to try it again. Now, Rule 62, Dion, don't take yourself so damn seriously. I log on, and there's 3-4 other people already on. Except for the people running the meeting. They're nowhere to be found. Right? So we went ahead and had a meeting. Everybody was new. So I just pulled it off the top of my head. I've been in enough meetings I could do the preamble, and they say it only takes 2 alcoholics and a pot of coffee, right? 2 alcoholics and God. And we went ahead and had a meeting. Why not? Okay? That is a form of being available. What I've been seeing a lot lately, and I love this, is watching parents being emotionally there. There's a guy in my group, he's crying with joy because his brother is going through something very hard, and for him this was an excuse to drink, and he doesn't have that much time under his belt, but he was crying because he was saying it felt so nice to be emotionally available for his brother. He had never experienced that before, and I could tell you now he's going to want to experience it again. I'm addicted to seeing other people get their lives back together. Hey Gary, good afternoon, brother. May I be utterly grateful to God for lifting my depression. Thank you, God. Okay. So how is our depression lifted? That also goes with not having alcohol in our bodies. Alcohol is a depressant. Okay? So a lot of times when we get rid of the alcohol, the depression goes away too. A lot of times. Not all the time. Okay? If you're more than 6 months sober, you've been working the steps, okay, and you ain't feeling better about your PTSD or anxiety, depression, ADHD, go see your primary care physician. You might have something beyond going on. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you. Right? I'm really good at seeing stuff in other people because I have it. So, and that's what I love about this program is it teaches me to take the things in my life that are quote unquote bad and turn them into useful tools in helping other people. Today I'll remember to look for someone to share with. Be intentional about your sobriety. I'm going to go to a meeting. I'm going to share at this meeting and do what I can to help somebody else out by sharing my experience, strength, and hope. Hope. All right, Paula's got something to say here. I'm going to read it, and then we're going to wrap up. All right. I'm with you about being open with my recovery. We are in the midst of a shift in our world. We know we need no longer hide. Absolutely. I cannot be available if I'm locked into shame in my own recovery or tied up in your own stigma, right? Yeah. So what Paul is saying is don't use that as an excuse to not advocate for your recovery. Okay? Just because somebody else's anonymity has to be taken care of doesn't mean it's yours. Stand proud, man. Now, that doesn't mean we go running around shoving it down people's throats. No, we are an example of what life should look like. Okay? I want to be, when I go out into the world, what I want people to think is, that guy's kind of cool, and I want what he has. Right? That's what I would like people to think of me. Okay? And that is my intention. My intention every time I do this or go out is to make God's world a better place for you and me to live in. Why? Because God says we deserve happiness. We do. We deserve happiness. We deserve joy. We deserve love. And when they come along, we should claim them. All right, guys, that's 15 minutes. Yeah. Go have a great day. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Hey, Paula, thanks for jumping in. You had some great things to say. Love it.